In a lovely turn of occasion, Sergio Perez has delivered his revenge on Red Bull, as he expects to determine on whether or not to return to Formula One within the next 6 months. And he has said groups are lining as a whole lot of signal the veteran ought to a villain arc be in the making for Perez, and which crew should pick out him up. The Mexican has been sidelined this season after agreeing to transport away Red Bull at the save you of 2012. Or, after a terrible 365 days, Perez vanished from the spotlight following the cut-up, but he made his first public search for the purpose that then, on Friday speaking on the Feria de León festival in Guadalajara, Mexico, in which he dropped a bombshell on his future answering questions about degree, Perez stated that he changed into relieved to be free of phone duties at the moment and keen to experience lifestyles together collectively along with his own family. I am very captivated with what's coming this year, he stated at some stage in his appearance. I am very calm, very happy, I am playing my children, my own family, and every bit of it. My buddies vary, Perez heaps however. Then Perez stated at a press conference in León, Mexico that he's speculated to take some months away from the highlight to keep in mind. His destiny options. My priority is to have a laugh, to try new subjects, and to spend time with my circle of relatives. He said at the same time as pressed on his racing plans, Perez stated that he may want to take some months off in advance than selecting his next steps, which may additionally, or won't be in Formula One within the next 6 months. I will make a desire about my future and approximately the following steps of my profession according to him. Will I circulate again to phone? It isn't always viable to reply now. It is too early. The whole thing came about so fast at the quit of remaining season. I did now not assume to go away the Agorit's far idea that at the equal time as Perez's content material cloth to attention on circle of relatives life a long way from phone, he could need not his dismal 2024 and abrupt Red Bull go away, not be the stop of his F1 career. The critical component is that I actually have in no way given up, Perez said. On every occasion, a few component tough occurred in my profession. Higher topics got here along. But it changed into because of the reality I never gave up. I in no way surrendered. However, despite the fact that Perez comes to a selection inside the coming months that he desires to cross lower back to phone, his alternatives for a quick pass lower again seem like confined. Given maximum drivers at the grid now have lengthy term contracts so there aren't many vacancies, his opportunities are similarly hampered, with the useful resource of the reality that now not one of the 4 present-day corporations with unfilled cockpits in 2026 appear like a totally robust suit. But he thinks there may be a place for him at the grid, so in which is it a pass again to Red Bull as a potential successor for Liam Lawson? Isn't always possibly? And Racing Bulls have little cause to be inquisitive about him if Yuki Tsunoda or Isaac Hadjar pass at Mercedes. Neither George Russell nor Andrea Kimi Antonelli are assured past the prevent of the 112 months however. The truth that one in every of them leaves the team is not going to look Perez as its great choice. The most effective distinct desire is probably Alpine, which has Jack Doohan on a short time period agreement. However, it's far widely assumed that if Doohan fails to deliver and the crew want to replace him, Franco Capino may be the choice, specifically after he has been signed very last week. All of this indicates that Perez has little opportunity of locating some aspect over with the winning squads. However, he seems to realize more than we accomplish that might. It's that the modern-day Cadillac squad can also additionally supply a lifeline. It'll be eager to advantage experience if its get right of entry to 2026 is showed. And Perez has the introduced gain of having a few massive sponsors behind him. By the point Perez entails a choice on his destiny in 6 months, Cadillac will almost probable understand whether or not, or now not, or no longer its spot on the grid has been formally accredited via FRE the FIA, and FOM the fact that those timelines so cautiously healthy may not be a twist of fate. And perhaps this is the motive why Perez has been so easy and open about the sacking possibly a year off is surely what he desires. And now after leaving Red Bull all of a sudden and against his expectations, and earlier than allegedly becoming a member of Cadillac, Perez said that he now hopes to be greater involved in the lives of his more youthful circle of relatives after years of constantly traumatic approximately the following race and perceive advertising, approximately the following campaign. My largest motivation now can be to take my children on a wonderful route and be extra determined in their lives, he counseled me. I am very excited to be with my own family due to the truth in Fane. You, most effective. Don't forget being a better, using force, making equipped yourself. Better you do not have time for some issue else. 2. That motive, he might be on holiday unexpectedly and at the surrender of January he will tour to Mexico to attend a football competition, collectively together with his son, Sergio Perez Jr. My biggest motivation is that I even have a soccer event with Sicho, his son, in 3 weeks, and to "We are going to excursion spherical Mexico," he informed me. "My biggest motivation is that we do nicely and is fit, that I can revel in it loads. With my son Perez could have lots of this to reflect on his career, and he's going to." Thank you so much for that. Simply live in contact with multiple groups inside the coming months, and, in keeping with his father, topics will exercising in a exceptional way, as Sergio Perez's father Antonio has spoken after his departure from Red Bull, saying that very large topics are coming for him inside the future. Red Bull presently found out that Sergio Perez will depart Red Bull after a negative 2024 season, with Liam Lawson scheduled to associate Max Verstappen in 2025, but Perez has remained with Red Bull and plans to do show runs in 2025, mentioning that he'll make a choice on his next steps in his career within the following 6 months. His father Antonio feels the Perez family stays in the Formula One paddock, and is confident that the first-rate version of his son has yet to be seen. It will be splendid. He is the Mexican, the tremendous recognized Latin American inside the worldwide nowadays above footballers and celebrities, due to the fact in the once times the media did now not touch a Senora Fangio, they can be more famous with such a number of championships received. Perez Sr. stated the fine version of Checho Perez is however to come. All of us is going to be very glad and really proud what Sergio Perez did. Till the beyond end of this, what is coming is probably ancient. I guarantee you very massive subjects are coming. For Perez, the only factor I allow you to recognize is that we Perez have now not left Formula One at the same time as there has been public stress on Perez. PM Balder provides a public stress on Perez to perform in 2024. In order to close the gap, PM Balder discovered that he would go away the membership on the clit of the year, with Lawson later introduced as his opportunity. Perez Sr. only spoke pretty of Red Bull after his son's stint with the crew, as the bulk of his on-rack achievement occurred with them, and his departure is an herbal part of racing we need to thank Red Bull plenty, remarked the father. The high-quality years of Sergio Perez's racing profession were at Red Bull seats in 2026, with Cadillac turning into a member of the grid, and the Perez family seems quite high. First-rate Sergio Perez can be capable of power and without a doubt one in every X-tray of its seats. However, what do you agree with you study? Will Perez be furnished a seat through Cadillac, and will this provide him with the chance to allow us to see the first-rate Sergio Perez in phone? However, allow me comprehend your mind within the remarks down below.